Are you thinking of making a move to Santa Clarita and are curious about some things that you may just not love? Not every city is picture perfect, right? Let's get right to it. Santa Clarita is nestled in a quiet little valley just 35 miles northwest of the city of Los Angeles. It is bordered on the south side by San Gabriel and Santa Susana mountain ranges and on the north by the Pelona mountain range. Selected as one of the best places to live by CNN Money magazine. And the accolades continue, such as one of the 100 best places to raise a family, one of the best economies in Los Angeles County, one of the top 25 places to live in the U.S., and the best place in Southern California to retire. And finally, the best place to live in California by CNN Money magazine. But hey, not every city is peaches and roses, right? So here are the 10 things you want to know if moving to our beautiful city. Number 1 on my list is traffic. Yes, we have it, even though roads have been widened and there are connectors that have been put into place to help at certain times of the day, you can expect traffic on the main streets throughout town. When you aren't one of the lucky ones to be working from home to avoid the traffic, then you will be more than likely to experience a bit of traffic heading to work and coming home. That is, if you are the majority working an 8 to 5 job. Of course, certain times of the year it's going to be worse, like the holidays. I say there's always a workaround to this by leaving a little earlier or later if you can. And if you can't, then get some great audio books or blast your favorite music and have a little sing-along. My son chooses his travel time after work to call me. Yes, it's usually around 5 o'clock, so there are always ways to fill your time up. When you live here, you do find alternate routes to save you time. At least the traffic isn't as bad as Los Angeles or other cities. Number 2 on my list is the heat here. Yes, certain times of the year can get a bit steamy. The hot season lasts for 3.1 months from June 18th to about September 20th, with an average daily high temperature above 88 degrees. The hottest month of the year in Santa Clarita is August, with an average high of 94 degrees and low of 65. Our temps are higher than Los Angeles, but certainly not as hot as Death Valley and less than Antelope Valley. I'm one not to mind the hot temps, but if you are one that can't take the heat, then this may not be the place for you to live. Hi, my name is Kim Bloch, Realtor here in Santa Clarita. I love helping buyers and sellers navigate through the market, but I also love educating people about our beautiful city. Reach out if I can help you. My information is below in the description. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel and you'll be notified every time I do a new video. Number 3 on my list is Mellow-Roos Tax. Let me explain what Mellow-Roos are. Mellow-Roos is a California special tax that sells bonds and levies taxes to fund new or additional community facilities and services within specific boundaries. In a nutshell, this money is used for things like funding public improvement, such as roads, schools, parks, police services, and other amenities desired by the community. Mellow-Roos are an additional tax you pay that typically have 20 to 40-year bonds. There are pros and cons with having to pay this special tax or special assessment. Often, if you are purchasing a new home with them, then the price of the home is usually priced a little lower than the ones without Mellow-Roos. That said, if buyers like and can afford the community facilities and services that Mellow-Roos CFDs provide, then they may feel like it's worth buying a home that has a Mellow-Roos tax. Some buyers feel like having Mellow-Roos help to maintain the investment value of their property. Other buyers oppose the Mellow-Roos funding concept or may be not able to afford the additional cost. They may not feel that it's worth the additional expense and would prefer to buy elsewhere. Number 4 on my list is Tract Homes. Yes, there are many tract homes here in Santa Clarita. When builders build homes and developments, they may have 5 or more different architectural styles, but they do start to repeat every few homes. There are, of course, pros and cons to this. I'm one that doesn't mind living in a tract home because there are many things you can do outside to make yours look a bit different than the next. If you are one that says you think it looks too cookie cutter, I have had some buyers share that with me. Then there are other areas in our city that have more custom homes with acreage that aren't so cookie cutter. Number 5 on my list is HOAs. There are many neighborhoods that have HOAs in our city. There is some good to being in an HOA, like having the amenities such as community pools, clubhouses, dog parks, and people parks. I do know that there are some buyers that just don't like the rules and to be told what they can or can't do. I have lived in both HOA communities and non-HOA communities, and the juror is out with me. I am kind of sitting in the middle with this one. I don't like getting cited for leaving my trash bin outside past the timeline it's supposed to be, but on the other hand, it makes for a very kept neighborhood. If you are a big fat no on HOAs, not to fret because there are some non-HOA neighborhoods in our city as well. Number 6 is earthquakes. Yes, we have them. We are in California, and yes, they're not fun. I have lived through a handful. I used to think that I would rather have hurricanes or tornadoes until my husband and I barely escaped Hurricane Katrina. Let's face it, I don't know many places where there isn't some kind of natural disaster, but I guess we have to just pick our poison and know how to protect ourselves with any disaster and be ready. But if earthquakes are something that you just want to stay clear of, then this may not be the place for you. Number 7 on my list is price of housing. I often say we do pay the price to live in sunny California, but being born and raised as a California girl, I'm not sure that I would want to go anywhere else. If you are coming from another state, you may get a bit of sticker shock, but our home prices are less than some home prices in other cities in California, and perhaps just a bit above average. As of this recording, the average home price in Santa Clarita is $740,000. Number 8 on my list is nightlife. I am kind of over the nightlife thing at my age, but if you're wondering about the nightlife in Santa Clarita, then just know that there are only a few places in town to give you some good nightlife. But there is plenty more nightlife in Los Angeles or the larger surrounding cities, and really only a short drive should you want to get out of town. Number 9 on my list is fires. We do have fires here in California, and on the years that we haven't seen much rainfall, we do get them. Communities that adapt to higher risk standards with higher building codes or controlled burns to reduce vegetation and fuel sources can limit damage. Santa Clarita is already investing in wildfire control projects, but more may be needed. If you live near any brush, then you will have to do your due diligence to keep it cleaned around your home perimeters. Number 10 on my list is transportation issues. The city is car dependent, so you should make sure you have a car if you plan to move here. According to Walk Score, the city has a walking score of 35 and a bike score of 33. It has no transit score, showing you'll need a car to commute within the city. In Santa Clarita, 76.6% of the residents drive their cars to work and only 3% take mass transit. However, if you want to be part of the 3%, the City of Santa Clarita Transit covers 9 local bus routes in the city. There's also the Metrolink commuter express service and local rail service. Lyft, Uber, and local taxis also operate here. As a car-dependent city, it's almost impossible to avoid traffic, which leads to longer commute times. The best way to avoid or minimize traffic is to avoid rush hours and learn the major thoroughfares in the city. No city is perfect, but Santa Clarita comes close to perfection in a California city. It has several good qualities, and its negative ones are manageable. So if you're thinking of moving to Santa Clarita, it might be the best decision for you. Now watch my next video on the top 15 things to do in Santa Clarita.